Okay, here we are for a proof pull. This one's a nickel proof pull. It's number 12 on the docket. Got all kinds of goodies. I'm going to wait for people to show up before I go through it. And sit here and kind of drink some coffee and chill while I wait for other people to show up. This is going to be a more or less live show. Got some lag going on, but aside from the lag, it's going to be completely live. Let's see who all we get in here to enjoy the show. There's Richard. There's Carl. Good evening, sirs. Wait for a few other people to show before we get going. This is going to be the grand of grand prize today. It's a full war nickel set. Circulated, but it's a full war nickel set. That one's going to be in the black bag. There's Parvis. There's Otis. Cat Morgan Dollar, you did miss it, but I can get you in if you want in. If you want in, let me know now. This one's going to be a nickel proof pull. $2.50 per coin. But Captain, if you want in, I can go get your chips real quick and we can put you in here. Yes, Cap Morgan, you want, how many do you want? You want 10? All right, Cap Morgan Dollar, I got your 10 right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to go in the bag, get mixed in with everybody else. And there we go. I'll get you an invoice later on this. See who else is here now. There's Otis, there's Parvis, Richard, Malcolm, Mr. Adams is here, JM is here. JM, I didn't get you in on this one either, I don't think. Hang on, let me get my sheet up here. No JM. If you want in on this, I can get you in right now if you want to get in. Yes, Jam, I can get you in. One in for 10, right? Okay, I'll get you in for 10. Hang on just a second. Let me throw it in on my sheet here so I can remember to get you billed for it. All right, let me go get your chips real quick. And here is for JM. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'll get those mixed in. We got a full house. I'll tell you that for sure. Okay. Here we are. This is, I'm going to go ahead and get started. This is the proof pull for nickels. It is proof pull number 12. I know I had the title set wrong until just this evening. I changed it to the proper title. So it is proof pull number 12. And can everybody hear me just fine? I just want to make sure that everybody can hear me. I did some editing to my sound. That's right. This show is filmed live before a studio audience. Actually, the only studio audience I have is a bulldog, and he's been taught not to make any noise. All right, so here's what we have. Tonight's big prize is going to be this complete set of Jefferson war nickels. It's all the Jefferson war nickels from 1942 to 1945. And we also have 4 bonus chips. Bonus chips means that the person I draw after the bonus gets an extra coin. Well, these right here marked coin set. Coin set is going to mean if I draw this before your name, you'll get one of these delicious 2004-2005 Lewis and Clark Westward Journey proof nickel sets, 4 coins. And then we have 3, 1, 2, 3 $10 chips. You know what that means. That's $10 towards your next purchase here at Copper Coins. And before I put the bonus chips in, I'm going to draw my grand prize chip out. And the pup does not have chicken nuggets today. We can't do chicken nuggets every day. He's actually allergic to chicken, but he loves it. So here it is. I've got the chip here in my hand, and it is going to go into the bag without anybody looking at it. That's going to stay sealed right there until the very end of the show. Whoever I just drew is the grand prize winner of this. How many coins are there? 11? Yeah, 11 coin war nickel set. Now I'm going to take all of our bonuses, and I'm going to throw all of our bonuses in here and get them very well mixed in. Hello, Klaus. Well, we have a bag full of chips today. Full. Let's go ahead and get started. Let me put the grand prize back up here. There we go. And I will get started. Oh, I forgot. I gotta get this situated first. Mr. Adams is going to be our first draw for the evening. Let me see. Get everything set here. There we go. All right. Hello, Coins and Ghouls. Mr. Adams will get a 2007 proof nickel. Next draw. Raymond Longy. Raymond will get a 2008 proof nickel. 2008. Now, in almost every case, any scratches you see as we're going through these are going to be on the plastic holder, not on the coin inside. Well, there's Mr. Adams again. Mr. Adams, this time, 1993. 1993 proof. Let's see, who comes up next? Penny Hoarder. Penny Hoarder? How about a 2006 proof? 2006. That one does look like it's actually on the coin, and I think it is. Yep, that's not on the holder. We will skip that one. And it's going to be an Ocean in View 2005 nickel for Penny Hoarder. All right. Next up. Next will be Wanda. Wanda, I'm drawing a coin for you, and you're probably not here. There we go, 1999. 1999 proof nickel. Let's see what's up next. JM. JM comes up with a 1981. S 1981. Then next up, Mr. Sappington. Oh, wow, nice. 65 red brown. Very nice. What do we have here? 1992. 1992 for Mr. Sappington. Next up, I like that 42 double die. I found one of those, and it was an AU coin. Never seen another one. Kelly Ray up next, 1972. 1972 proof nickel. Hello, Wanda. Here's one for Jesse. Jesse Minter. Jesse picks up a 2000 Y2K. Next up, Kimberly. Kimberly D. 1994. 1994 proof nickel. And next up, Jimmy Bridges. First time he's been involved. Just finished making his chips this afternoon. Here we go, 2004 Keelboat nickel. Special Keelboat nickel from the Lewis and Clark set. Yeah, there is a bit of a lag, unfortunately. I'm actually showing that the YouTube server is not receiving good video from me, so hopefully it's good enough. Are you guys seeing smooth video, or is it choppy? Here's one for Otis. Let me get this out where I can actually see what's going on here. Okay. All right, and for Otis, we have a 1974. 1974. Tell me if my video is laggy or choppy. I'm sure it's probably going to be a little laggy. Farm Dog. There's Farm Dog for us. Here's one for Crispy Mofo. Crispy comes up next. It is choppy. Okay. It's a 1997. I don't know what to do. This one is actually nicely toned. It's actually got pretty nice color. I don't know what to do about getting the... let's see. As such, viewers will... Let's see. Open widget. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will experience buffering. It says I've got poor, but I don't know what to do to make it work better. Okay, I'm going to try refreshing. If I refresh and start broadcasting a little better, maybe you guys will have a better show. If it doesn't restart on its own, I'll come back in and you guys can come back in and meet me here. But we'll try to do a reset on this. I don't guess it really did anything. You know, the only other thing I know to do is to stop the stream and start the stream again. And hopefully that doesn't end the entire show. I don't want to do that though. Well, your distance in physical miles shouldn't make any difference since this is the internet we're talking about. Let's see. Yeah, I've got a message on my screen that says basically that I'm having an error. There's not enough streaming going on for me to be able to have a smooth stream here. Let me do this. I am going to try to restart. I'm going to try to restart everything. If I restart everything and everything doesn't come back, right, just come back to the show. We'll try to get the show started over again. But I'm going to restart everything and see if it helps the issue. So, you want me to just leave it be? I mean, because I'm probably going to lose the stream if I restart. Eric, what should I do? I'm looking at it says YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. And I'm just wondering if maybe I should do something or try to do something to change how this is working before we continue with the show. Wanda says it's not choppy. Otis says it's not bad. Thomas Murphy says it's fine. So basically, Carl, Cap Morgan, and let's see, Coins and Ghouls is fine. So it looks like Carl, Cap, Morgan, Klaus are all having issues. Eric says it seems fine. All right, well, we'll just keep going. We'll keep going, and I just won't pay attention to it. Okay. Next up. Whoa, we got Cap Morgan Dollar. Cap Morgan Dollar pulls out 1969. 1969S. Proof Jefferson nickel. Next up, got Penny Hoarder. Penny Hoarder with the 2004 piece nickel. This is the one with the handshake on the back. And next up, Paul Hampton. Paul Hampton gets a 1977. 1977 proof nickel. Next up, well, there's Paul Hampton again. Paul Hampton with a 1974 proof nickel. Actually, this is a 73. Okay. It says 74, but that's a 73. Let's see here. All right, Cap Morgan, back to Cap Morgan again. And Cap Morgan gets a 1998. 1998 proof. Let's see. Stanley. Stanley is up next. Stanley. How about a 1994? 1994 proof. Well, actually, it says YouTube is telling me that I have an error, that YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming, and my video is all chopped up. Even in my OBS, my video is choppy. So one for Mr. Adams again. Mr. Adams this time, 2008 proof nickel. The 2008. Okay. Then we got Kimberly. Kimberly D. That's a 1993. 1993 proof nickel. Like butter. All right, well, we're back to Cap Morgan again. Cap Morgan this time, 1963. 1963 proof nickel. Yum butter. Mr. French. Mr. French up this time round with, what do we have here? 2006. 2006 proof nickel. Went to the American Bull Rider finals last night. Watched some bull riding. That was fun. Richard up next. That's right, they got the National Bull Rider Finals in Raleigh, North Carolina. Oddly enough. 1964. 1964 for Richard. Lots of double dies to found there. Hello, Janet. Heckenbach. Here's Jesse. One for Jesse. 1975. 1975 for Jesse. Let's see, what do we find next? And done with that little row right there. Trying to keep everything as kind of fed in as I can in the bag. Here's one for Penny Hoarder. Penny Hoarder comes up next, and Penny Hoarder gets 1983. 1983. Magentas? What magentas, my dear? Magentas? Did I do something red? Oh, Wanda's making popcorn. All right, here's Parviz. One for Parviz. Parviz is going to pull out a 1961 nickel. 1961. It's a 1961 proof nickel. Next up, Paul Hampton. Paul Hampton with a 1992. 1992 nickel. See what we can do next. Parviz, back to Parviz. Parviz this time with a 1993. 1993. Everybody see my video about the 1909 proof set? That was huge. It's one for Sureg. Sureg pulls a 1957. 1957 proof nickel. That's an older one. Not magentas, margaritas. That's how you spell margarita when you've had a few. M-A-G-E-N-T-A. Raymond, Mr. Longy gets a 2000 proof. 2000. Is my sound really good sound, or is it more like usual? Is it better than usual or like usual? Here's one for Parviz. Parviz comes up with a 2002. 2002 proof nickel. Let's see here. What's massive, Wanda? Kelly Ray. Kelly Ray's up next, and Kelly Ray gets a 1970 proof nickel. 1970 proof. I appreciate that, Carl. You know, I've actually got my 1943s out to do one about the difference between the original 1943s and those that are reprocessed. I know you asked me for that video quite a while back, and I decided, yeah, that's going to be the next one I do. All right, 1977. 1977 for Raymond. Hello, Coin Junkie. Sounds better to you, James. Okay, I appreciate it. Another one for Parviz. For those of you who joined me a little bit late, we have one grand prize tonight. The grand prize is inside the black bag. There is somebody's chip inside this black bag, and they will win this 11-piece wartime silver nickel set. All right, here is our first one for Joyce Fletcher. Joyce Fletcher is a young numismatist with Mr. Jim Fletcher. It is a 1973. I believe it's Jim's granddaughter. 1973 as Joyce's first coin out. All right, next up is Penny Hoarder. Well, this explanation goes out to Janet Heckenbach. This is going to be your first time watching this, so you understand what's going on. I have chips in here, and these chips were formed from the names of all the people who purchased spots in this particular pool, so we call it. And Penny Hoarder paid for a spot in the pool, and he gets a 1972 proof nickel. Then the chip and the coin go in my box here so I can sort them to the people later. They will actually get these coins. All right, here's my next one, Captain Morgan dollar. Captain Morgan dollar gets a 1999 proof nickel. So that goes here in the box. Now I've got some special chips in here that have different things on them. Here's Jimmy Bridges. And those are what somebody can win. We'll explain that better when we get to it. Here's a 2005 Ocean in View. This is the last issue for 2005. For Mr. Jimmy Bridges. And here we go. Crispy mofo pulls out a 1963. As you might have gathered the theme from the show so far, this is all nickels, and all the coins that we're pulling out of here are proof nickels. There's one for Kelly Michaud. Kelly Michaud pulls out 1968. 1968 proof nickel. Parviz, what was your number 3 coin? I believe it was a 2002. If I'm not mistaken. There was a 61 in there, a 93, and a 2002. How about that? I can remember stuff. For the nickels, Janet, it's $2.50 per coin. $2.50 per coin. Here's another one for Captain Morgan. Captain Morgan dollar pulls out 1968 this time. 1968. We have $10 chips in here. You pull a $10 chip, you get $10 off your next purchase. Here's another one for Joyce Fletcher. A 2008. 2008 proof nickel. Who's next? Crispy? Crispy pulls. What does Crispy pull? 1999. 1999? Well, there's Cap Morgan dollar again. Cap Morgan dollar, you're getting out of the way real quick, aren't you? 2017 for Cap Morgan dollar. 2017 proof nickel. Paul Hampton. Paul? Paul's next one will be a 1969. 1969S proof nickel. And up next, Cap Morgan again. I swear I stirred these in really well. 1981 for Cap Morgan dollar. 1981. Plus, I'm dragging them in from all over the bag. Wanda's up next. Wanda gets a 1956. 1956 proof nickel. Kind of a low mintage on those. Nice coin. And a great pull. On the Copper Coins Pull-A-Proof Show. Yay! Here's Jesse. Jesse Minter. Jesse pulls out a 1970. 1970. I don't do this to try to sound like a radio voice or anything. It's just the way I talk. until I start doing the huge production type talk. 1960 for Stanley. It's like the announcer voice. Was it a 7:30 show? It was a 7:30 show. Whoops. Sorry, Doug. I got started a little bit early because I noticed the reason I did it at 7:30 instead of 7 o'clock is because Eric's reveal was initially scheduled at 6 o'clock, and he was done by 6 o'clock or 6:15. Here's 1959 for Carl. When you hear my radio announcer voice come out, my radio announcer voice actually says stuff more like, "Don't forget to join us right here on the Copper Coins channel tomorrow evening for an auction at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. Sunday. Don't forget to be there." Mr. Worley. Mr. Worley comes up next. 2005 Ocean in View nickel. 2005 Ocean in View. That's right. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. That way you'll get notifications of future shows right here on Copper Coins. There's one for Malcolm, 1983. 1983 for Malcolm. And next, well, there's Malcolm again. Malcolm comes back for a second coin in 1980 this time. 1980 proof. Hello, Mr. Minter. Yeah, my apologies. I started early. I jumped the gun on this show. That's okay. It's still going to be a pretty late show. Here's one for JM. I even came on like 10-15 minutes early. Give everybody a chance to get a seat, right? 1962. 1962 for JM. Next up, Sureg. Sureg will get a 1964. 1964 proof nickel for Sureg. And next, Mr. Worley. 1992 for Mr. Worley. 1992. I'll wait till we start getting into some of the bonuses. They get interesting quickly. Here's Sureg again. Sureg. We've got roughly 300 nickels being pulled this evening. 2007 for Sureg. Ronald Magany. 2006. 2006 for Ronald. Marked Money Tech. Marked Money Tech pulls a 2005 Bison nickel. This one's one with the buffalo on the back. Janet, the way you get in is you show up at the auctions where these will be sold at the end of the auction show. There won't be another one. The next proof pull is going to be after the beginning of the new year, I believe. I don't know that I have time to get one done prior to... Well, no, I'll get one done before the Christmas holiday. It will not be this coming Wednesday. It'll be Sunday. It'll be, let's see, we've got Sunday this week, we've got Wednesday, and then I'll probably do one. I don't know right now. But you get in by purchasing them at the end of, or you could purchase them anytime if you want in. But you have to register first. The way you register with us is send us an email at coppercoinspayments@gmail.com. coppercoinspayments@gmail.com. There's another 1974 right there. Another 1974 for Jimmy Bridges. And the way you register is you send us your YouTube name, your real name in case it's different from your YouTube name, and the email address where we can send you a PayPal bill where you can pay it using your email address. As Richard with a 2004 piece medal. Hello, Stanley. Right. Usually it's at the 7 o'clock auction on Sunday evening. I think I'll do that probably tomorrow. I'll do another one. Otis, 1977. I just want to make sure I don't oversell what I've got going on, because I am falling behind with all of my work. I'm working on trying to get packages out. All the packages that I've got going on will be out. They will be postage wrapped and finished tomorrow. JM, 1972. 1972 for JM. How is Stanley Zolkowski doing this evening? Here's one for Paul. Paul gets a 1969. 1969 proof. And next up, again, marked Money Tech. 1999. This time in 1999. Janet, you can also purchase anywhere from 1 up to 10 spots. 1 to 10 coins. The proof pulls are $2.50 a coin. Raymond, 2,000. 2,000 proof for Raymond. Next up, Otis. Otis, how about a 1981? 1981 for Otis. Next is Kelly Ray. Kelly Ray, 1972. 1972. Is young Joyce Fletcher out there watching? Jim, where are you, brother? Crispy, got one for Crispy here. Crispy's got a 1958 coming toward him. 1958. Gonna take care of you next, Sir Egg. Let's see what we've got for Sir Egg. 1989. 1989. Haven't run into one of the black chips yet. Working toward them, though. Otis. 58. 1958 for Otis. Now, Mama and the boy are downstairs watching a movie. And when there's a movie on downstairs, the dog stays downstairs. He doesn't hang out up here unless... like everyone else is asleep or gone. Kelly Ray. 1981 for Kelly Ray. Yeah, we have a pile of chips to make it through tonight. There's one for Stanley. One for Stanley here, 1970. It's a 1970 proof nickel. Next up, Sir Egg again. Sir Egg this time with a 2011. That one's ugly. I'm pulling that out. Not a 2011, but a 1962. Better looking. Here's Mr. Fletcher, Jim Fletcher. This time with a 1975. 1975. Next up, well, there's Mr. Fletcher again. Everything's done at random, so you could get your name pulled 1, 2, 3, 4 times in a row. Hey, look at that. Look at the toning on that one. That's some pretty color on that 1980 proof nickel right there. What's up next? Ronald. Mr. Magany. 1963. 1963. JM. 1962 for JM. Hey, Paul. We got Raymond Lungy next. Raymond Lungy picks up a 1997. 1997. Ho-ho! Here's one of the bonuses. Now we get to see how the bonuses work. I pull out a $10 bonus chip, and then the next chip I pull, it goes to that person, plus they get a coin. So here's Stanley. Stanley and his coin is a 1976. So Stanley just got a 1976 proof for his pull, plus a $10 chip. I may have to get a bigger bag. That is true. Here's another one for Ronald. 1977. It's 1977 proof. And so Stanley may decide to use that at an auction. He may decide to use it with a proof pull. He could decide to use it for roll reveals. Wanda gets 1998. 1998 for Wanda. Next up, Raymond again. How about a 1960 for Raymond? 1960 proof nickel. Lots of double dies to watch out for in 1960. Who's up next? Mr. Adams. Mr. Adams up next with 1977. 1977. Next up, Parviz. Coin number 4 for Parviz, 1976. 1976. Next, back to Mr. Fletcher. 1983 for Mr. Fletcher. Now Mr. Worley. There's a 2004 Keelboat nickel and a free hair. Oh, the hair came out. There you go. No free hair. Wasn't one of mine anyway. It wasn't famous. Here's one for Joyce Fletcher. And 1963. 1963 nickel. Joyce, when I'm going through these, I'm going to pull any duplicates out you have in there. Make sure you got a good start to your nickel set. I'll pull the duplicates out and replace them with a new draw for you, so you could get pretty much anything. Let's see here. Next up, Otis. Otis now with a 1959. 1959. Next up, Kimberly. Kimberly D. 1998. 1998 proof nickel. Penny Hoarder. 1999. A little bit of proof color on that one. This got some, looks like purplish pink colors. Mr. Adams. Another Ocean in View, 2005. It's the only one of the 4 issues with the different reverse from the Lewis and Clark expansion set that shows minor double dies. So you can find little double dies on the back of the 2005 Ocean in View nickel. Kimberly, 2004 piece nickel. It's a 2004 piece nickel for Kimberly. Coming up next. Next. Joyce again. Joyce this time. With a 1987. Not shabby at all. You see none of these coins on your screen? I'm not sure what to tell you. Perhaps your screen needs to be moved over so that you can see them better. You're going to be looking over on this side. This is where the coins show up. Parviz, also, you're going to see these coins probably 15 seconds to a full minute after I announce them because the show is lagging. Here's one for Wanda. Wanda now. 1983. 83 for Wanda. Take some of these out of here. Hello, Akram. Good evening, sir. All right. Now we might have enough space in here to finish this box. I'm not so sure how much that's going to help tonight, Carl. I think we've got lag for pretty much everybody. Bonus chips drawn. Yes, I got a $10 bonus chip for Stanley so far, and that's all. Oops. Next out, Otis again. Otis. This time, Otis pulls a year 2000 Y2K. And now for JM. For JM, I got a 1986. Tough year. Parviz up next. Parviz gets a 2004. 2004 Keelboat nickel. Yeah, some of the colors that these coins have are really nice. A lot of them were stored in rolls for a good number of years. Here's Mr. French, 1976. 1976 for Mr. French. Yeah, the video is lagging quite heavily, actually. So, if you can hear me, then it's still rolling. Next one coming up is Jesse Minter. Jesse with a 2002. 2002 for Jesse. Let's see what's next. Ant. Ant will pick up in 1989. Yeah, let's see if I can. I don't know what to do to get the video to catch up. The only thing I tell you is to refresh often, because there's nothing I can do to make it faster. The only thing I could do is quit the video and start over again. Yeah, the lag's catching the blank once in a while, but it's pretty bad. I know it is. Here's one for Stanley again. Stanley this time, the 1958. 1958. Maybe I should not do any weekend broadcasting, because that tends to be when the lag is the worst. This one for Carl. 2008. 2008 for Carl. It is a little disheartening when I bring up streaming software and can't stream any better than I can. Honestly, it's not my fault. There's nothing I can do about it. There's Ant again. Ant now with a 1956. 1956 proof. That's a nice one. Let's see, up next, Mary. Mary Maddie. 1962 from Mary. We're not even quite halfway finished yet. Stanley. Stanley with a 1975. 1975. Let's see who's next. Mary again. About 2003 this time. 2003 for Mary. Back to Carl. Carl this time with a 1997. And next up, oh, another $10 chip. Another $10 chip, and that will go to Malcolm. There's one for Malcolm. Oh, what am I doing here? There we go. And his coin, a 1993. 94. 1994. Let me get these written down. There we go. All right, up next, Richard. Mr. Sappington gets a 2004 piece metal nickel. 2004 piece metal. That does it for that box. And a new box. Better get a new box. Drop some of these in here. These coins are thoroughly mixed prior to the show. But there is absolutely nothing I can do about just happening to pull two of the same date for a person. It just works out that way sometimes. Am I using fiber optics? I don't think so. Here's Jimmy Bridges. 2007. 2007. I really am. I'm just, there isn't anything I'm going to be able to do about this broadcast. I'm sorry. What it is what it is. Here's another one for JM. Perhaps and possibly the video will end up streaming better when it catches up. 1977. 1977 for JM. Wanda? 2006. I can see what's going on YouTube and it's horrible. So I understand that the video is very choppy. It's very bad. There's nothing I can do about it though. Kelly Ray. 1994. Yeah, I hope Mr. Boudreau's doing all right as well. I haven't seen him for a while either. Mr. Adams. But there's a few people I haven't seen in a while, and I wonder about all of them. Mr. Adams has a 2005 Ocean in View. Next up, Malcolm. Malcolm with a 1956. 1956 proof nickel. There's a few people I wonder about sometimes. Joe McBride hasn't been around in a while. We've got Adam Connor, hasn't been around in quite a while. Kimberly D. Yasser Al-Manasir hasn't been around in a while. That's a 2005 Ocean in View for Kimberly. Mary? How about a 1964 for Mary? Next up, back to JM. JM now with a 1975 nickel, 1975. Let me get my tip backward on this side, tip forward on the other side. There we go. Better, easier. Kelly Michaud. Kelly, how about a 1962? 1962 for Kelly. And next up, back to Malcolm again. Malcolm this time with the 1969 nickel. 1969. Reynolds. 1980. 1980 proof nickel. Next up, Cab Morgan. Well, there you are again. 1992 S with a free hair. 1992 with a free hair. Paul Hampton. 1968. 1968. Ant 2242. Ant 2242 gets a 1981 proof nickel. Next up, Jesse. Jesse gets a 1987 proof nickel, 1987. Let's see. Otis is up next. And Otis gets a 1998 proof nickel, 1998. Mr. Adams. Mr. Adams is next, 1976. 1976. Well, JM is up next again. 1997 this time. 1997. Well, there's Mr. Adams again. How about a 1975? 1975. Another one for Cab Morgan. Cab Morgan gets a 1989. 1989. And then Crispy. It's a 2004 piece metal nickel. 2004 piece. And next up. Oop, I've got Josie Fletcher here. Josie, year 2000 nickel. 2000. Next up, Jim Fletcher. One right after the other. One Fletcher after another. 1974. 1974. Proof nickel. What's next here? Mr. Worley gets a 2006. 2006 for Mr. Worley. It's going to call this the Copper Coins radio show now. you guys are still listening in, you probably can't see much. Stanley, now with a Bison nickel, 2005. Doing the best I can to give you the blow-by-blow just like I'm on the radio. Here's Kelly Michaud. Kelly Michaud now with a 2008. 2008 for Kelly Michaud. Yeah, right. Here's Wanda. Wanda with a 2007. 2007 proof nickel. What is next? Ronald. Ronald with a 2000 proof nickel. 2000 Y2K. Hey, listen for your name. When you hear your name, that means your coin's about to come out. Farm Dog. Farm Dog gets his first, and it is a 1973 proof. 1973. And we have a coin set winner. A coin set winner. And this one will go to Kelly Michaud. Kelly Michaud is going to get one of these Lewis and Clark sets. All right. He's also going to get a coin. Kelly also gets a coin. It's a 2002. 2002 for Kelly. Next up, Jimmy Bridges again. Jimmy Bridges. 1998. 1998 proof. Up next, Crispy Mofo. Crispy, how about a 1957? 1957 for Crispy. Next up here, we get a bonus. Somebody is going to get two coins. One right after the other. That's going to be Farm Dog. Farm Dog gets a 1997 with nice toning on it. Real pretty color on this coin. And the 2005. The 2005, this one's the Ocean in View. Yes, Parva's the Peace nickel, the Keelboat nickel, the Bison nickel, and the Ocean in View nickel are the four nickels issued as that transitional set called the Lewis and Clark Westward Expansion set. All right, Jim Fletcher comes up next. Jim Fletcher now with a 1961. 1961. You think you found a 43/2S? Huh. That would be an unknown variety if you have one. Never has one been found to my knowledge. There's one for Crispy. Crispy now with a 1989 proof. 89. Who's up next? Up next is Ant. Ant comes up next with the 1987. 1987 proof. Yeah, all of the 43/2s that I know of are Philadelphia mint. Jesse up next. 1969. 1969. Next up, Parvis. How about a 2011 for Parvis? Parvis gets a 2011 proof. Another bonus. Another bonus comes up, and it is for Cap Morgan. Yeah, Cap Morgan gets a 1958 and a 1968. 10 years apart, those two are. And he gets them both. Next up now, Joyce gets a 1997 nickel. Sureg up next with a 1976. Penny Hoarder now. Penny Hoarder with a 2004 piece nickel. The piece metal nickel. That's the one with the handshake on the back. Next up, Kelly Michaud. Kelly gets a 1959 nickel, 1959. Special year for pennies. Not really special for nickels. Mary. 1977 proof. Kelly Ray now up with a 2005 Bison nickel. Now wait a minute. The 43/2 1 cent. I thought you were talking about the 5 cent. We were on nickels. I thought you were talking about the nickels. Sorry about that. Sureg picks up a 2004 keelboat now. Keelboat next. I understand now, Aunt. I get it. That's also a very interesting one. I don't think I've seen one of those in hand yet. All right, Marked Money Tech. Marked Money Tech comes up next with a 2015 proof nickel. 2015. Richard? How about 1992? 92 for Richard. And Parvez is next with a 2006 nickel for Parvez. Mary now with a 2003. Farm Dog now with a 1970. Let's see what we have next. That'll be Mr. French. Mr. French now with a 2002. And next up we have Sureg. A 2007. 07. Stanley next. Stanley with a 1993. Or it's actually 1994. Sorry, 1994. Well, there's Stanley again. Stanley again, this time with a 1975. 1975 for Stanley. Next up, Raymond. 1961. 1961 proof. And next up, Carl. Carl gets a 1974. 1974. Next up would be Wanda. Wanda gets a 1998. 1998 for Wanda. Then JM. JM up next. 1989. 1989. Oh, we got a black chip. I flip it over and find out what it is. It's a coin set. And the coin set will go to Marked Money Tech. Marked Money Tech gets one of our Lewis and Clark 4-coin proof sets. Oh, and she also gets a draw 2008 proof nickel. All right, next up, Sureg. Sureg now with a 2000 proof nickel for Sureg. Next up will be Kelly Ray. Kelly Ray now with a 1963. Next up, Mr. French again. Mr. French this time with a 1968. Penny Hoarder. Penny Hoarder now. It's a 2004 piece metal nickel. What's up next? Kimberly. Kimberly this time, 1993. It's actually a 94. Somebody had 1993 flip inserts out when they put in the 1994 nickels. So looks like a lot of my 94s are labeled 1993. Let's finish out this box with the 1987. Oh, who's going to get the 1987? That'll be Ronald. Ronald M. 1987. Next one. Kelly Ray. Kelly Ray with a 2005 Ocean in View. Next up, Penny Hoarder. There's a 2005 Bison nickel. And Farm Dog. Farm Dog now with a 2003. And next, we have Sureg. 2004 Keelboat nickel. And next, Parviz. Parviz gets a 1958 proof nickel. And next, Kimberly. Kimberly with a 1961 proof nickel, 1961. Next up, Mr. Adams. Mr. Adams will pull a 1999 proof nickel, 1999. Next up, Jesse. Jesse, 1976 with nice color. A pretty 1976. All right, let me get another empty box. Finding empty boxes can be a difficult chore here. All right. There we go. Let me get these put in here. We got more nickels. Okay. There you have it. That's how it's done right there. Oh boy. I'm still having trouble. All right, Ant. Ant up next. Ant gets 2006 06 proof nickel. Doug Rizak, 1994. 94, marked as a 94. Ronald up next with a 1992. 1992 for Ronald. Here's one for Carl. Carl gets a 1983. 1983. Next up. Well, the bag is actually starting to feel like it's suffering a bit of emptyage, but man. All right, bonus. Somebody gets two. Who gets two? Ronald. How about a 2002 and a 1980? $2,002 plus a 1980 for Ronald. All right, let's see here. Next up, Paul Hampton. Paul, how about a 1994? A 94 for Paul. Well, there's another bonus. Would you look at that? This one's for JM. JM gets a 1992 and a 1998. 92 and a 98 for JM. Next up, Jesse. Jesse with a 1964 nickel. All these are proofs. Kelly Ray. Kelly Ray now with a 2008. 2008 for Kelly Ray. Next up, Kelly Michaud. There's a 2004 Keelboat for Kelly Michaud. Here's one for Kimberly. Kimberly gets a 2007. A 2007 proof nickel. Here's Mr. Fletcher again. Jim Fletcher. Pulls a 1987. 1987. Pretty nice color on that one. Well, there's Mr. Fletcher again. A 1980. 1980. Carl. Carl in 1973. James Worley, 1961. 61 proof. Raymond. Raymond gets a 1977. Jimmy Bridges. How about a 2005 Bison Nickel? We got Doug. 1964. And Carl. How about 1980 for Carl? Otis. 1994. I think I've got more chips left than I do coins. Carl. 1987. If that should occur, I'll have to pull more coins from the source. 1989 for Mary. I don't know, I may have enough here. Kelly. 1973. That's a 75. That's not a 73, it's a 75. So Kelly gets a 1975. Well, there's Kelly again. Let's see if we can get the year right on this one. 1981. 1981 for Kelly. Next up is Wanda. Wanda with a 1972. Paul says what? He's always one before a bonus of goodies. Well, there's Paul with a 2008. Let's see if that's true. Let's see if we pull one that's a bonus right after your name. Well, unless you call Richard Sappington a bonus, which I think he is, it's not true. Got a 2002 for Richard. What's up next? Back to Kelly Michaud. Kelly, how about a 1994? 94 for Kelly. Ah, there's a $10 one. Who gets it? Joyce. Joyce gets it. $10 chip. Plus, she gets a 1998. As for young Joyce Fletcher. Next, Sandigger, the gold quarters were actually after mint post-plating. They don't have any numismatic collectible value because they have been ruined as a mint-issued coin. I hope that helps. People collect them because they're fun, not because they're valuable. Here's a 2002 for Wanda. Hello, Kelly Ray. You missed about half of it, a little more than half of it, probably. I think I probably got about, maybe 20 or 30 or 40 chips left in here. There's enough show to watch, though. Here's one for Mr. Worley. One for Mr. Worley now. We've got a 1994. We're having a very big problem with the video streaming on this Kelly Ray, so everybody's just kind of listening. We're doing this more as a radio show with a picture on the screen. All right, gather up next to the radio. It's Howdy Doody time. All right, next up, Mr. Worley again. James Worley picks up a 1970 S proof. Next up, Mr. Worley again. This time, 1983 S-proof. 1983. This time, a Joyce. Joyce picks up a 1992. 1992 proof. And now Ant. 1997. Yeah, Kelly Ray, we are basically doing this in the blind tonight. We don't have video. We have a decent audio feed, so we decided just to finish this show on an audio feed. So you can hear us, but you can't see us. My apologies for YouTube on that. I don't know what their problem is. Jimmy, now with a 1960. Jimmy Bridges, 1960. Should be my last little fistful of coins here. There we go. All right. Next up, Carl. 1970 for Carl. Then next, Mr. Fletcher. 2005 Bison nickel. Then we've got Raymond Lungi. Raymond with a 2002. 2002 for Raymond. Then we've got Ronald Magany. 1987. 87 proof nickel for Ronald. Then we've got Richard. Richard up now with a 2003. Now we have Mr. French. All the way back to 1963. Next up, Jimmy Bridges. Here's a 2007. Kelly. 1973. Ant. Ant's up next with a 2005. Yes, Paul, you were two ahead on the $10 chip. Mary now with a 1989. Kelly Ray just got a new phone. Thought it was broken already. Nope, that's YouTube that's broken, not your phone. Doug, 1972. 1972 for Doug Rizak. Let's see, up next, Parviz. Parviz now with a 1969. 1969 for Parviz. Next now, Crispy. Crispy gets a 1984. 1984 for Crispy. Working probably on our back 40 now. I think we may still have a bonus or two left. Plus we have our wartime United States emergency coinage set with 11 different silver war nickels and a chip right there with somebody's name on it. So Mark's Money Tech comes up next with a 2005 Bison nickel. 2005 Bison nickel. Next up, Malcolm. Malcolm's going to pick up a 2008. 2008 for Malcolm. Now another one for Jesse Minter. Jesse picks up a year 2000 proof nickel. Next up, Mr. French. Mr. French now with a 1981. 81 nickel. Otis. 1962. 1962. Next up, Kimberly. Kimberly. What does Kimberly get? I can get a hold of it here. My nickels are falling all over the place. Kimberly gets a 2007 proof nickel. Next after Kimberly will be Malcolm. Malcolm this time with a 2006. After Malcolm, Mary. Mary now with a 1958. 1958. After Mary, Jimmy. Well, Jimmy will get a 1958. How about that? And now after Jimmy, another Jimmy. Jim Fletcher. 1968 now for Jim Fletcher. Yeah, we got people trying to watch. Here's one for Ant. Everybody's wondering who's going to get that nickel set. It's a 1989 proof. 1989 proof. We're not too far away. Looks like I've got probably around 20 or 25 left. Next up, Carl. Carl pulls a 1957 nickel. 1957. And next up, oh, there we go, another coin set. Another coin set, and this one is going to go to Joyce Fletcher. OYN. Look at her, beginner luck. 1981, along with one of those Lewis and Clark Westward Journey proof sets. Great for a beginning collector there. Congratulations. Paul Hampton, up next, 1992. 92 for Paul. Next up, Doug. Doug with a 1976. Who's been counting? Who's still in? Who still has chips left? One of which could be inside this bag. Well, Ant, take yourself down a notch. One notch for a 1972 proof. 1972 this time. And Richard. What does Richard get? How about a 1956 for Richard? 1956. Does nobody know whether or not they're still in? What's up next, Mary? How about Mary, 1963? 1963 for Mary. Next up, Malcolm. 2005 Ocean in View. And next up is Ant. Ant, 1973. Take the spacers out of here. Flip all this forward. Give me a place to put more. All right, next up, Ronald. Ronald picks up a 2008 proof. Now Mr. Worley. Mr. Worley picks up a 1989 proof nickel, 1989. Next up, Mr. French. Mr. French with a 2017 nickel, 2017 proof. Hello, Boondocks. Let's see who comes out next. Kimberly. Kimberly gets a 2011 proof nickel with a little bit of toning on it. That's a nice little bit of toning on there. See it on the top of his head? That's a 2011 proof nickel for Kimberly. Next up. Thank you, Kelly Ray. Raymond. Raymond Lungi is up next with a 2005 Bison nickel. 2005 Bison nickel. Next we have Mr. Adams, 1981, 81S proof nickel. Move these out of the way. Last box. This should cover everybody who is left. Let's see how well this works. Let's drop my next chip on the ground. Here we go. Malcolm. Malcolm. Let's see here. Get a coin out for Malcolm. 1977. 1977 proof. Next up. Penny Hoarder. 1980. 1980 for Penny Hoarder. Next, Mr. Worley. 1962. 1962 for Mr. Worley. Next up, here's Joyce again. Joyce this time. 1975. 1975 nickel. Another very nice and important year for proofs. They put 1975 nickels both in the 75 and 76 proof sets. Here's one for Farm Dog. Farm Dog now with a 1970 proof nickel. Unfortunately, these don't have large and small dates like the pennies do. What's next? Kelly Ray. Kelly Ray, 1968. 1968 for Kelly Ray. Did you lose count, Richard? Well, I've only got, I'm going to say about a dozen left in here. 3, 6, 9, 12, 14. I've got 14 left in here. Penny Hoarder, 1970. 1974, Penny Hoarder. Next up, Paul. Year 2000. 2000 proof nickel. Now after Paul, Richard. 1973. 1973 for Richard. Does anybody here think they are still in the race for that black bag and that full set of wartime silver nickels? Here's Richard again, just blew 2 of his spots. Boom, boom. 2002 for Richard. Wanda's up next. Wanda, 1964. 1964 proof nickel. About the only way you're ever going to see steps on a 64 nickel is getting a proof. Very few 64 nickels otherwise have steps. Malcolm's up next with a 1961. 1961. Next in the list, Stanley Zolkowski. How about a 1957? 1957 for Stanley. A 1955. They did make 1955s. I just don't happen to have any. Otis with a 2008. I'm going to work on letting everybody get caught up to me. I'm going to slow down. Here's Crispy. Crispy now with a 2007. Crispy gets a 2007. I got about a half dozen left. Actually, 5. Mr. Fletcher, 2017. I have 4 left. Let me make sure. Oh, I had the name come out. Hang on.